Hello and welcome to Living Creative with Pixie Princess. I'm just going to be honest with you. I made a Christmas wreath several years ago and I thought it was beautiful and it was my creation. I was very proud of it. But packing it, unpacking it, year after year, it got crushed and lost its luster. So I thought, okay, it's time to donate that one to the trash pile and make a new one. Okay, that first wreath I made, I started with an already green wreath that was plain. It was ready for me to decorate how I chose. So I think I bought that wreath at Michael's for $5. So when I went back to Michael's, I know things increase in price, but when I looked, I think that same wreath was $35. I may be mistaken, but that's what I remember. Or it might have been $25, but it was a lot more than $5. So I said, no, not doing that. So you're about to witness me making a wreath out of raw materials, starting from scratch. So I hope this will spark your imagination to make a wreath your very own. So I hope you will stay tuned and let's do this together. I'm glad you came back to experience this together. My hope here and my intention is to create something that I'm going to enjoy, but kind of plant some ideas in your mind of how you can make a wreath your very self, okay? So most of the items I purchased were from the Dollar Tree. I got, this wreath beginner here. I'm not sure what it's called. It's just a wire. I bought this garland from Walmart. I couldn't find it at the Dollar Tree, so I got it at Walmart. So it was around $5 or so. Just odds and ends, whatever you think will make your wreath pretty, okay? I bought this pack of little ornaments here. I am not very good at making bows, so I bought one that was already made. Got this from Dollar Tree. And then I just bought little different florals. These are poinsettias. I've got some already cut. I bought some pine cones. These are glittery. Bought some that weren't so glittery. So let's see how this turns out. And I bought some different greenery from the Dollar Tree. So we're going to start with the wire and the green garland that I bought from Walmart. And this does shed a lot, so if you can find one that doesn't shed as much, that would be great. Okay, here's how I'm going to start. I am trying not to use any glue on this, so I do have some zip ties, and everything is kind of wiry, so hopefully we can do it with zip ties. I do have some pipe cleaners if we need those. All right, to get started, and please bear in mind, we're doing this together. I am just going to stick the end of this through the bottom just to secure it on here. And I'm not going to weave it. I just want to get this nice and secured. So I'm just going to take it. This wreath is, this greenery is not really easy to work with. Okay. So I'm just kind of going around and around. And I'm not too concerned about empty spots because we're going to mix in flowers and ornaments. Okay. So just bear with us while we get through this portion here. Okay, see, I'm just wrapping it as I go here. Once we get done with this part, it's going to be easy peasy. This is how real life crafting goes. You know, I watch people do stuff on these videos, and it just goes so smoothly for them. Okay. Okay, we're wrapping and wrapping. Okay, I'm going to wrap till I get all the way around. There's no need of you watching me fumble with this. And then meet me back when I get it all wrapped. All right, I fumbled through all of this, and we're trying to just kind of fluff it up as we go. When I get down to the end, I didn't quite meet it, but that's okay. I'm going to put my bow here. So at the end here, I'm going to take the last piece and wrap it so that it is secure. And then just kind of go around if you bought this type of a greenery, and just kind of fluff it up a little bit. Okay. Okay. And just go through and just make sure you're covering most of your wired area. Okay. So here we go with this. Just so you know, I don't recommend this one from Walmart because it is shedding like crazy. So now what we're going to do is decorate it and see how it's going to turn out. So I'm just going to fluff these up a little bit. All right, let's start with some florals. All right, I bought these in a little bouquets like this, Dollar Tree, but I've already cut some up. I've got some white and some red, and I tried to keep the stems on them so I could work with that. So we'll take it out of the center here. So let's see. Let's just start, and we're going to wrap it. Let's just place them first, and then we'll see how we're going to do it, okay? And I also got the ornaments. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to place things where I want them, and then we'll figure out how to secure them. Let's see. Let's cut this off here. And I recommend you get the wire cutter. Scissors do not cut through the wires. So I'm going to cut all this off. They do have wire cutters at Dollar Tree. They do work, but not wonderful. Okay, so there we go with that. All right, so we're just placing things where we want to put them. Okay. Let's see, I'm gonna put pine cones in certain areas. All right, let's see. So let's just place things where we want them, and then we will tie them on. All right, let's put another flower, maybe another ornament, and a pine cone. Okay, and let's see. I think the present would look good over here. Let's do a white flower right here. Get a nice fluffy one. Okay. Put a red one right here. And I think this is going to be the top of my wreath. So I'm going to put the bow on the bottom down here, where this empty space is. All right, so we got to attach all of this. So I'm going to get the things that we don't need out of the way. I do have some other little greenery things. Let's see how these work in here. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to use it. All right, so I've got zip ties and pipe cleaners. So what I think, let's get some out. Okay, I'm going to use the pipe cleaners. I think they will work good. I'm going to cut them in half for the balls. So I'm going to thread the ornaments and then go down to the wire and tie it on. Yeah, that's nice and secure. So that's how we're going to do the ornaments. And then see how we're going to do the flowers. We're just going to twist the stems and attach them on. So anything that has a long stem, we're just going to use it. Now things like this might need a little help. And you can also get your glue gun out if you need to, but I'm trying to not glue these on. All right, so I think you get the picture here. And then cut off the excess here. I'm going to use the wire cutters for these pipe cleaners. All right, so just go around your wreath. I'm going to do that off camera and just secure it. And then we'll come back when we do the bow and show the final project. All right, so my ornaments came in a pack of 5. So I doubled up here and here. So I thought we would put the final one onto the bow that we're going to attach down here. So I did that with a pipe cleaner, and I'm just going to go over it again to make sure it's secure, but I don't want it showing it too much. Okay, and then I'm going to trim it. I think that'll stay. So for the bow, the back little slide here, I put 2 here because I want to make sure it's nice and secure. So let's get this attached to the bottom of the wreath. So that's the part that I couldn't cover with the garland. Okay. So I do use pipe cleaners to attach everything on here. If you feel better, you can go back and secure things with a little dab of hot glue, which I might do. You can also shred some fairy lights in there. Okay, I got that down. I'm going to trim off the excess pipe cleaner. And I'm going to be honest again, with this garland that sheds so much, This is going to be a wreath for 1 year. But here you go. So I hope you have a Merry Christmas and have fun making yours.